Coogan Cassius, IFL TV in association with MGM Marbella. With me, I've got promoter Frank Warren. Frank, great little show here tonight.
It's been a blinder, isn't it? You know, all the youngsters fighting and you know, some cracking little fights there, competitive fights, some good wins for some of my guys, you know, so I'm pleased with that. Frank Buglioni coming back, a couple of kids making their debuts, and you know, I think it was a really good little show. Tom Baker, you know, just quality little show tonight.
Absolutely. Obviously, Frank Buglioni much highlighted the difficult night he had at the Cockleworks against Kamitsky, but he's come back now. He's regrouped, refreshed, and he's got to build again, Frank.
He had a bad day in the office. There's no doubt about that, and unfortunately, you know, it just wasn't for him that night. But it takes something to come back, and that's that for me, for any fighter to be able to come back from a bad loss. So you know whether they got anything going for him. And tonight he looked good. You know, he came out there, I think the first round he was into, he got a bit sloppy in the second, he got a real bollocking from his corner. Mark gave him a real telling off, and then when it came down, you know, when he needed to be pulled out what he needs to do and had a good win. So hopefully we're getting back on track, a couple more fights and then we'll step him up.
Speaking to him after the fight, he seems eager at some point to get back in the ring with Kamitsky. He's gone, isn't he?
Yeah, well, you know, he's a fighter, and that's what fighters want to do. You know, I'm sure he wants to eradicate that loss, but we can do that. It's time down the road to do that.
Mitchell Smith becoming English champion. Great talent, Mitchell Smith is.
Yeah, he is. Night fight and a nice kid, and he loves it. You know, you see him when he's in that ring. He really likes being in there. It's like he's enjoying it. He's got a smile on his face, and you know, the kid can fight. You think about it, 9 fights. You know, years ago, before anybody had a 10-rounder, it would be, you know, they'd have sort of 15, 20 fights. Now these kids are getting, you know, they're moving up so fast and having these, you know, title fights very quickly in their career. So it's a couple of times now he's been 10 rounds, and it's good to get that in the bank. And more importantly for him, you know, that'll bring him on. He's got that first strap round his waist, so now I'm sure he'll be looking to go for the British title.
Absolutely. Bradley Skeete now, he's still undefeated. He must be ready for a jump
now.
Well,
you know, I think where we are at the moment, it's all about what happens with Frankie Gavin.
Yeah.
You know,
for the British title, yeah.
Which he fights on the 1st of August in Wolverhampton. So get that one out of the way, then we can work out what direction we're going to go. But he's you know, he's got the bit between his teeth. He got sort of a bit of a negative press over a couple of his performances a few fights ago, and since that he's gone out there and he's pulled it out of the bag and had some really good knockouts.
Absolutely.
And that was a cracking shot tonight. He caught the guy with real, you know, lovely knockout.
It was a good win for him to come back. Stoppage, yes. TKO, as it's called. Frank, also good wins for Gary Corcoran, like you said, Tom Baker. Disappointing night for Billy Morgan?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I mean, maybe it was the rounds, I'm not sure. But, you know, I'm going to have a look back at that one again, and then we'll see where we go. But, you know, other than Bill, they all did very well. They all did very well. Gary Corcoran, that was a really good, you know, good win for him. You know, I'm quite pleased. I think the fans liked it. It was, you know, Wednesday night, a bit unusual for us to do shows on a Wednesday. So hot in here, hottest night of the year. Maybe that added to the atmosphere, but certainly take it out of the boxes in the ring, not with the lights and everything else. It's lovely air conditioning.
I know. Now, obviously, all gearing up for next Saturday. It was quite a spectacle the other day. You were right in the middle of it, Frank, and it wasn't for the faint-hearted or the people that didn't really appreciate the more colourful language.
Well, they said the art of satire is dead, and it certainly was not the case. But no, look, I don't want to hear, you know, all the expletives and all that. And I know Tyson's better than that, you know, better than that. But they're near the fight time. They've been training for a long time, and we announced this fight quite a while ago. And these guys have been, you know, on that collision course and getting near to fights. You know, sometimes, you know, people deal with it in different ways, and I think Tyson's got his way of dealing with it, and Derek's got his way. Derek sort of changed how he performs. Thankfully, it weren't a few years ago. We probably had the fight there and then. It is what it is. There was no blows exchanged or anything. You know, bad language, uncalled for, but. You know what? It's going to be a good fight.
Well, listen,
I really think, you know, I really do think it's going to be a good fight. I don't think
genuine 50-50 as well. You can't, can you?
Yeah,
can't
I mean,
really.
It's funny. You look at all the magazines and that. Most of them are well, not most of them. I think they're really all going in for Tyson. But ain't going to be easy. I'll tell you that. Not for either of them. It's not going to be easy. I know that Derek's trained like he's never trained before. He's as fit as a butcher's dog. He's got, you know, he hasn't got an ounce on him. And Tyson's the same. I mean, that's what I thought was, you know, seeing them a week away, or nearly 2 weeks away from the fight. The fact of how fit, you know, what great condition. And the reason they are because they know what is to be gained here. The winner gets that number 1 slot. It's not, you know, it's an important thing for the heavyweights to be in that position. You get to the mandatory slot, and it means you haven't got to give up options. It makes the negotiations a little bit, gives us a bit more to take to the table.
Absolutely. All right, well listen, we'll look forward to next week. I'm sure it will be an interesting week. Presser way in. We don't know what's going to happen. We'll just have
to get a bleeper for that.
No, that's the best thing about this thing, Frank. We put it out raw because that's what people want to see. So,
I know.
You know, like it or not, listen, but they're not the first people to do things like this. I mean, it's been going on for years, Frank. You know that.
Yeah, but you know, it's not.
You know.
I don't want to go there. You know, I've got time for both of them. I don't want to go there with that. But you know what? It will be a good fight. That's the main thing. On the night, whatever the problems are, they'll set them in the ring. And you bet you like the big players afterwards.
Absolutely. All right, Frank Foran, thanks for talking to Eiffel TV, and we'll catch up with you next week in Manchester.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.